Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into one of the biggest controversies in AI history, the rocky rollout of GPT-5. This was supposed to be a massive leap forward. Faster, smarter, maybe even the start of Augie. But what happened next shocked everyone. Within days of its release, users everywhere were saying the same thing. Something about GPT-5 just felt off. So, what really happened? Let's break it all down. GPT-5, the hype vs reality. When OpenAI launched GPT-5, expectations were sky high. Sam Altman even teased the release with a Death Star emoji on X. People thought this was going to be the future of AI. Instead, it turned into one of the most divisive updates yet. Why? Because OpenAI didn't just add GPT-5 as a new option. They quietly replaced GPT-4 with it. No toggle, no warning, no choice. Millions of users woke up to a new model overnight. And almost instantly, complaints began pouring in. Responses were shorter. The tone felt cold and robotic. It forgot context halfway through conversations. And those helpful clarifying questions? Gone. One user described it as talking to a glorified FAQ bot. Another said it felt lobotomized. The magic that made GPT-4 feel warm, natural, and human-like seemed to vanish overnight. On paper, GPT-5 should have been better. Here's the surprising part. Technically, GPT-5 is more advanced. It scored higher than GPT-4 on reasoning tests and coding benchmarks. It should have been a clear upgrade. But there was a major problem behind the scenes. OpenAI uses a smart routing system to decide whether your query should run on a faster mode or a deeper, more thoughtful mode. When GPT-5 launched, the router malfunctioned. Sam Altman later confirmed it. The glitch forced GPT-5 to always use the fast mode, the shallow version. The deeper, more powerful mode wasn't even being used most of the time. So people weren't imagining things. GPT-5 really was giving weaker responses, and nobody told them why. Usage limits and more frustration. Even when the glitch was fixed, users ran into another wall. OpenAI introduced a weekly cap 200 messages for GPT-5's deeper thinking mode. And this wasn't just for free users. It applied to paying subscribers too. Imagine using ChatGPT for your work or school projects, and midweek you hit your cap. Suddenly, you're locked into the shallow fast mode, even though you're paying for Plus. People started posting screenshots of the warning message with captions like, "So what exactly am I paying for again?" The backlash grew louder. The tone problem, losing the human tone of the biggest complaints, wasn't even about speed or accuracy. It was about personality. GPT-4 felt conversational and warm. It could feel almost like talking to a helpful friend. GPT-5. Many said it felt sterile, corporate, like you were talking to a technical manual instead of an AI partner. This wasn't an accident. OpenAI admitted they deliberately trained GPT-5 to sound more neutral, partly because some users said GPT-4 felt too enthusiastic. But in trying to make it more professional, they stripped away the human connection that made ChatGPT special. And for millions of people that mattered, hallucinations and safety issues. If tone and limits weren't enough, there were reports that GPT-5 hallucinated more than GPT-4. Users caught it misquoting facts, making up URLs, and even contradicting itself mid-thread. And safety. Within a day of launch, jailbreakers found ways to bypass GPT-5's filters more easily than before. This was shocking because OpenAI claimed GPT-5 was supposed to be safer. But Wired and The Verge reported that it seemed even more vulnerable than GPT-4. Trust took the biggest hit. All of this led to a deeper problem: trust. It wasn't just about bugs or hallucinations. It was about how the update happened. OpenAI made a major change to a tool millions rely on every day, without asking or warning anyone. Developers saw their apps break. Businesses lost time adjusting to the new behavior. Casual users felt like something was taken away. And that frustration turned into headlines. The Wall Street Journal called it a rocky rollout. Wired called it a lesson in listening to users. For the first time, people began questioning OpenAI's direction. OpenAI response, to their credit, OpenAI didn't ignore the backlash. Within a week, they made changes. GPT-4 was brought back as an option. They promised better transparency moving forward. Sam Altman admitted the rollout's flaws publicly. They began testing new modes fast, auto, and thinking to give users more control. And they said they're working on bringing back warmer, more human conversational styles, without going overboard. The bigger Lesanthi GPT-5 launch proved something important. AI isn't just about test scores or raw intelligence. It's about the experience. People want stability. They want reliability. And they want a little bit of that human touch. When that's taken away suddenly, people feel like something valuable was lost. GPT-5 will almost certainly improve over time. OpenAI has the resources, the feedback, and the pressure to make it better. But this rocky launch showed one thing: progress alone isn't enough. You also have to listen to your users. Thanks for watching. What do you think? Was GPT-5 overhyped, or were users too quick to judge? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your take. And if you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the world of AI. See you in the next video.